It's off and running.
We're good. What episode are we on?
331.
331.
I think. I don't know.
I also think that's true.
Sounds reasonable.
I feel like I've been time copped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember in Time Cop when the bad guy, he touches his two different temporal selves touch, and then they meld into one being, and then they melt into temporal goo that erases itself from history. That's what I feel like this podcast has done several times. We've all just been touching our temporal selves. I'm sorry if this is going forward if I have like a whistle, because Jake, after I saw you on New Year's, I went home and I had my first meal of 2025. It was a Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket.
Here,
nice.
Okay, do you guys know? Do you guys fucking know that Hot Pockets don't come with crisping sleeves anymore? Did you know that?
Oh, really?
They do not come with crisping sleeves. They probably have some sort of horrible health complications or something.
How do you cook them?
You can still cook them in the microwave, but what they don't tell you is that if you cook these fucking Hot Pockets in the microwave and sans the crisping sleeve that does no longer comes included, they're floppy. They're floppy. Like, you pick it up and it's just like, it's fucking not enjoyable to eat. So on the back of the package,
oh man,
yeah, dude, on the back of the package now, they're like, you can microwave them, or you can put them in the real oven. And I was like, I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not going to put this in the real oven.
Well, most people now have air fryers.
They do say air fryers too. I don't have an air fryer,
which is basically an oven microwave.
Right. I have a toaster oven, so I did that.
Get it. You should get they're not one of our sponsors yet, but you should get the Ninja Foodie. It's this all-in-one pot, and it has air frying capabilities. It's pretty solid.
Good Lord, I need it.
Roasts. It's this contained. It's like the modern day George Foreman grill, fully contained kitchen.
Okay. It's like the George Foreman of the 2020s.
Yeah.
Well, so I came home and I started off 2025. I'm gonna have an elegant meal. I was like, I'm not fucking Matt's gone. He's gone.
He's the host.
No. Does that mean we're time copying?
No, we're not time cop. It's still recording, but
are you
he's
now
the host.
Did you just look at me? I am the host now.
No, I don't have the control.
So how's he going to get back in?
It should be easy, but he might get confused. You have to go back to like the recordings page and join the recording that's already going.
He's back.
There he is.
All right. We were worried because you were the host. You were the host of this party, and then you left.
I know. Is it a second recording?
No, you will be. You'll be broken to two.
I'm good at that.
Perfect. He's doing great, editor man. I commend you.
Thank you. I enjoy it. I need a purpose. I was thinking about that. Like, I need a purpose. I just need to start doing it so that I have some kind of creative outlet.
Are you saying that you were Loki and you were burdened with glorious purpose?
Well, yes.
To edit the podcast?
Yes.
I love it.
And it also allows me to watch more content. Bear with me. Like, if I'm in my office working, I got what I need right here, and I have this big screen up here in which I just watch video while I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. Hello, wife.
Nice.
My wife.
This is perfect editing.
So, it's going to really help me. So, yeah, I need a purpose. I just need to be doing more stuff here, whether I like it or not.
I like this. Matt.
Yeah. I'm gonna run away to Europe.
Run away to Europe.
I don't know. Apparently it takes a while to get the visa.
Jake Becker becoming a little Italian boy.
Either Italy, Portugal, or Spain.
That sounds fun. I'd like to go more south. Personally, like we've talked about moving down to Argentina or Uruguay or something.
Yeah, all the Nazis speak decent English.
I'm down to run into some like Mossad progeny.
I'm just joking. There's whole towns that dress in lederhosen and just speak German in fucking Argentina.
I won't go there.
You'd go through them and be like, the fuck just happened? That was weird. Was the whole town putting on a production of the fucking Sound of Music? What's going on here?
Yeah, I am the star.
Have you never seen those villages? There's multiple. They're entire civilizations set up by Nazis down there.
They fled to Argentina after the war.
Yeah, after the war.
To escape justice from the Allies.
Well, and they were stealing oil during the war.
Yeah, they were planted there for sure.
Yeah, that's why everyone's pretty sure that was Hitler's out.
That's why they think he's there.
No, they think he died in 1962. No, they do. They're pretty sure if he made it out that he died in 1962, and they're almost positive he made it out.
No, he shot himself in the bunker with Ava Braun.
Uh-huh. What evidence is there of that,
books.
Mitch? The no
there
body.
Was a body.
The witnesses all being his best friends who were sentenced to death either way.
They let MacArthur.
It doesn't matter.
MacArthur and fucking and Patton piss on it, and then they burned it.
It's not. It doesn't match.
Oh my god! This is. Did you watch
this
on History Channel or some shit? How can we tie this to Brian?
No, I've read and watched a bunch of shit about this. This is like real. He almost for sure got out. They're like 98% sure he left. They don't think it went well. He either died on the way out or he made it to South America and lived to 62 and died of cancer, which is what they're more sure happened.
What do you think he did during that time?
Fucking had a really bad life at a house that he couldn't leave.
Fuck him.
Probably had a farm now, right?
Yeah. It had to do with politics too. Because like if we like the Russians acknowledged that we lied and that Hitler lived. And it was like a way to change public perception at home of the end of the war. Because if he was at large, that would have been scarier for people.
Right. Yeah, then
Hitler
it becomes villainry.
Right, but the Russians who really didn't care about how their people felt about the war were like, no, he got out. We saw the same body. That's not his body. He got out.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. You know what I'm wondering right now, Jake? So I have
what happened?
Playing. That's not going to be on the. That's never on the track.
You're listening to music while we're podcasting?
Yeah, I always have music going.
He's a nut.
He's like Minority Report. He's like
my life has a constant soundtrack. You have no idea.
You are.
The only reason I don't have something on in the background is I don't want to fuck with the internet quality.
Well, I'm watching the first ever broadcast of WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix on a tablet, just off screen here.
That would explain your occasional delay and also blurriness.
I'm not blurry. I look crystal clear on my end.
I know, but I like when you said that there was at least a 3-second delay. It looks like you're a kung fu master every 2 minutes.
What does that mean? Oh,
you're dubbing. It looks like you're dubbing.
I'm dubbing. Dude. Yeah. Subs, not dubs.
Subs, not dubs.
See, but now your voice caught up.
Did you guys hear about speaking of subs, not dubs? Did you ever hear about how in Japan the show King of the Hill is super popular.
No, I didn't know.
And that there is an argument that people have over there whether to watch it with subtitles or in English or to change the audio to Japanese.
Well,
and a lot of people are. Go ahead.
No, it's like the anime equivalent for Americans.
Mm-hmm. They also have it with Simpsons and the Family Guy.
Wow.
What about the True Goat? American Dad.
I genuinely don't know if that's an export.
You don't think people watch American Dad outside of America?
I never watched it.
I don't know if the CIA would okay all those jokes being distributed across the world.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, CIA and the military is so involved with Hollywood, and I would imagine there'd be a deal like, yeah, you can make all these Langley Falls and CIA jokes because that's good fun at home, but we're not going to air this on Fox Brazil. We're not going to air this in Fox UK. Like, maybe Adult Swim at some point gets to air old ones, but I could see that being a distasteful thing to put out worldwide. Maybe it plays in the UK where they're doing all the same shit, so it's not as inflammatory.
Right. I get it. I mean, why would they want one of the best animated shows of all time?
I don't disagree, but I'm just saying Marvel had to change, how American the Marvel superheroes were, and they don't work at Langley Falls hiding an alien and committing war crimes.
Touche.
Yeah. Anybody watching anything good this week other than
I'm about Matt. 8 minutes from being finished with Creature Commandos.
Oh shit!
I didn't finish 6. My daughter came home and I was stopped. So
yeah,
I'm going to talk about it. I won't be too.
There's not. I think with 8 minutes left, you get the gist of what's happening. Yeah,
I'm down to talk about it.
I liked it better upon my 4th rewatch. I do like it. It grabbed me finally. It got my attention to where I didn't want to fidget or do something else.
I like how they drew Phosphorus's character as Tudyk.
Yeah, he was totally Tudyk's.
There was one shot that was on Tudyk. I mean, that good. It was so good.
Yeah, it looked like rotoscoped.
He's great. He's such an underappreciated asset. I don't know what we consider him for our country.
Have you seen Con Man?
Is that Billy Bob?
It's his show about being a guy who goes to Comic-Cons.
I don't think I have. I think we've talked about it and I just forget about it.
It's like Tudyk on Tudyk, but he's playing a very hyper. He's definitely playing someone he hates that's real.
Okay.
Yeah, is it a full Larry Daviding,
Yeah, but Larry David's playing a heightened version of himself. He's doing shit he does once a week constantly when he fictionalizes his show. I think Tudyk is constantly being a dickhead in a way that he envies someone he doesn't like is able to be a dickhead that way.
That's an interesting take.
You know what I mean? When you see somebody be an asshole and you're like, well, what a dickhead. But also, I would never do that for myself. Good for them. Because it's yelling at a guy in a bathroom for asking you to sign something. It's bits like that. So it's very Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I think it's less based in Tudyk's truth.
Recent show?
It's from 8 years ago. Fillion's in it. He's really fucking funny. You
probably brought this up 8 years ago on the podcast.
Right?
Probably, and then probably again when it went on Prime 2 years ago, and I watched it again.
Isn't that a fucked up thing that we can say? Hey, did you bring this up 8 years ago on the podcast?
Yeah, my favorite's when it's like a new thing got added to Netflix or Hulu that's not
Right.
new. And inevitably somebody's like, have you heard about this? Like, yeah, I watched it till they canceled it because none of you would watch
Hey, I
it.
just saw Detroiters. It's been canceled for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Jake didn't stomp around his house when they made that announcement online.
I will say I have every episode's, I don't know what, show notes from episode 167, and it doesn't show up anywhere in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you guys just were like, oh, cool.
I write all that down. I should start sharing the show notes from random episodes. That could be our content for Reddit.
There you go.
All right.
That would be good.
Here we go.
We shouldn't talk about this on here.
I'll edit this part out, actually. I was going to keep track of.
Okay. Are our numbers going
They
up?
kind of stay steady. You want to see? I could show you.
What are they at? Like 200?
No.
200? Fuck an A, dude. You have so you have so much faith in this podcast.
Well, the car podcast that I put out very infrequently and is way too long gets about 200 no matter what.
Yeah, but you guys talk about that.
And I figure those are mostly
You talk
chubby
about that
people.
on Chubby Behemoth. We're the shuns.
I've
No,
talked
you
about this
haven't.
way more.
Recently, you bring up
Yes,
Broke
I
Down
have.
Garage, and then Broadcast Geeks is the poor little redheaded stepchild.
Well, yeah, recently, but that's because I think there's money in
There's
a car
money in this geek
podcast.
podcast, but we're making it. I'm stoned. We're having fun. 15 hit Wookiee, 52.
36 is the high for a month. It looks like the average is probably about
But you think about how
16.
sporadic we've been in the last
4
few
months.
years. Few years.
Yeah, so the first episode back got 36 so far in a month.
Which one was that? What are you looking at? Oh,
Hit
I'm looking
Wookiee.
at this one on
Nice.
I'm looking at Podbean.
That's what I'm showing. I'm
So is
showing you
Matt.
guys my screen.
Oh shit.
Do you see my screen?
That's our dashboard. We're up 24% versus last week.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
we
I
got
made
our
a post
listeners
on
back.
Instagram.
Yeah.
We've got almost 30,000 downloads since we switched to
No.
Podbean.
Well, we hit 20,000 like 2 years ago. So we won't.
Wait, have we been on
Yeah.
Podbean the whole
I
time?
think so.
Yeah.
No shit. Whoa. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
All right. Let me
Whoa.
see. Oh, there's an app I want to use,
Okay.
but I don't have it. No, where I can write on the screen.
Oh yeah, go all John.
I use it for work when I do instruction. So anyway, yeah. That's what we're working with.
It's better than a lot of shows.
Is it really?
It really is. A lot of people put more effort into their podcast than we ever could and get 3 to 5 listeners a week until they quit pretty quickly.
This is a cool word. I was going to talk about sonder. It's a feeling of realizing that everyone has a life as complex and full as your own. Like when you realize that people,
Like when you're 19.
well, I don't know. I mean, it could happen anytime, right? You just feel like everyone. Because sometimes I think it's easy to fall into a narrative of it's all our story.
Yeah. Main character.
Yeah,
Syndrome.
Right. So
I think every kid
bringing
has
me
it.
back to the Creature Commandos. So you had gotten excited the other day. I'll stop sharing my screen if y'all want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see your face bigger.
Okay. What did I just say?
Creature Commandos.
You were talking about Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
How
There was a
Sonder.
there was a cameo or something you got excited about. Jeff posted something.
Oh yeah, I got real excited about it.
Mitch posted and
What
then I
about
saw
Steven
it.
AG or
No, about the
Who's
cameo.
cameo?
Oh,
You haven't gotten
should,
to it yet.
I mean, we should
Oh,
pause.
really?
Maybe we should pause for 8 minutes and let you just finish watching it so you can, because it's super spoilerific.
Yeah, I won't tell you until you've seen
Watch
it.
it live. Watch it live so we can watch you react to it.
Is it a big one? Like you could tell me and I'll watch it and I'll be just as surprised probably.
I mean, you
No.
could. I don't know. I want to know what made it finally click for you, Jake. Why did? Because you were very against
Do it.
Which
Do it. I'm all good. Trust me.
I was in less of a bad mood, I think. I've been in a pretty bad mood lately.
Same here.
And I think it makes it hard to grab on to new shows with characters that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
But the first episode is a little hard.
It's very...
The first episode's kind of weak. It's slow.
Oh, no. I was going to say, I didn't notice that. I haven't watched the first episode in a while, but it seems like it would probably be very exposition heavy. This is G.I. Robot. Yeah. He hates Nazis. This
he
is
really
Weasel.
Does.
Yeah.
He's a weasel.
Yeah, so it you know, I paid attention all the way through that really intently, and then got through the necklace one that I'd seen like 3 times as well, and cared more, and like missed most of it the last few times because I just didn't give a shit.
He's so good as like this unhinged child man, Eric Frankenstein.
Yeah, dude, that whole thing with Doc Frankenstein and the Bride was fucked up.
Yeah, he did a
Flag. He fucks Flag up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like the whole weird love triangle. It's weird. It's fucked up.
This show
also that he kills
hyper violent, by the way.
Yeah.
Show's hyper violent. I like it. Do you think that they kind of took a page out of Invincible's book and they're like, hey, people like this kind of superhero show?
For sure. I think it's like that, Peacemaker, Deadpool, Logan, like all of the bigger things that haven't been like a Marvel tentpole have been pretty violent. I think they're starting to get hip to the fact that like less than half the people in our generation are having kids, and that you and I are the target audience, Mitch. So I think it's going to keep getting better.
That toxic masculinity that both of you exhibit.
No, I'd watch a girl do it too. I don't give a shit. It doesn't have to be masculine. I just like violence.
The Bride. She's hyper violent.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's hot too. They did a good job of making her look like her too.
They did a good job for sure.
What's her real name? I can't think of it. It's all crazy.
Varma.
Yeah.
Who was that?
She's
that half Indian chick. She's in one of the Mission Impossibles.
She was the snake.
Yeah.
The snake in the desert.
Indira Varma.
His lady.
Yeah, she's hotter than 2 foxes fucking in the forest fire, Mitch.
Yeah. I might be spelling it wrong.
It's Lady Frankenstein with different hair.
Yeah, this one she has some pretty Lady Frankenstein-esque hair. She just needs the little like.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I got it right.
Yeah,
I looked it up today. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. I'm not even done with it.
There's one more
episode. It just got renewed for a second season.
Let's talk about the end of this episode. I'm totally cool with it.
Okay. Well, yes, we have to talk about it.
We should.
We can talk about the episode, but the spoiler at the end doesn't need to be talked about.
We spoil for other people, even though it's weeks later.
Yeah.
This one seemed unlikely.
Let's see if we can dance around it. We'll do our best, Jake. And if it comes up, it comes up. So, Creature Commandos, the storyline, they go to protect this princess, and then who is this rogue Amazon, Cersei? she's saying that, hey, actually, this princess is going to kickstart World War III. It's going to destroy the rest of the world. She shows Waller a vision.
Yeah, I saw that. That was wild.
Of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman all fucking crucified, basically.
But then you find out she's manipulating the person that verifies that her images are fucking legit.
Oh, yeah. And then you find out in that Frankenstein episode where he kicks Flag's ass, that it's Clayface.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a Clayface.
Clayface.
Also, fun fact.
Are there many Clayface?
There's
Basil
2
Karlo,
at least.
Matt Hagen.
Oh, I only know about Matt Hagen.
I think there might be 3.
There's
but
4
I believe
or 5.
There's 2 I would gamble my life on. There's 4 or 5 that all are named and aren't Elseworlds.
Yeah, I know for sure
anything.
Basil Karlo is the first one, then Matt Hagen, Ethan Hawke.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Remember in the Batman, Ethan Bennett?
Yep. Right, but that's what I mean. That's kind of an Elseworlds one.
I don't know. But yeah, that was also voiced by Tudix. He's played 2 different versions of Clayface now. It's
because he's really Alan Threedix. We all
He
know he's
is.
packing heat.
He must be. I mean,
Lady
to do what
Gaga.
he does, good for him. I mean, although his voice must be...
Lady Gaga.
He does a lot of talking because
He does.
his voice is used for everything. Think about the amount of time.
He's the creepy, like, Dr. Calgary on American Dad, where they always need to get medical things for Roger.
I'm sure he just drinks a lot of lemon tea while he counts his money.
God, what a life. I love it.
And he's the kind of famous where, like, unless you're a nerd like us, he can kind of probably go anywhere.
Yeah. He could put on a fake mustache and, like, a ball cap and do Marvel undercover style.
Dude, he probably doesn't have to do the mustache. I bet if he throws on a ball cap and just some glasses, he could walk through any airport.
Are you Alan Threedix? No! I am a different actor.
The fact that no one knew that Kirk Fox was Kirk Fox on jury duty is like all I needed to see in the world to be like, people don't pay attention to character actors.
Kirk Fox was the old hippie guy, right?
Yeah, he's like the carpenter hippie-ish. Not hippie, but like old 70s rocker guy who tries to lie about his back up front. Dude, I love James Marsden, but up until Sonic, I couldn't have told you what the fuck he looked like. He wore glasses and a visor in every movie I ever saw him in. Yeah, that's what I mean. The thing he was most famous for my entire life was the thing where I had no fucking clue what this structure of his face looked like. It'd be like, it was this from fucking 12 years ago is what I knew him from. And Cyclops was wearing movie hair. So, like, I just... They even have to set it up at the first meeting of like, aren't you James Marsden? And I would have walked into that room and been like, holy shit, you're Kirk Fox.
Right. I would have been like, yo, dude, Sonic is the shit.
Yeah, Sonic ruled, but did you see Kirk Fox over there, dude? Have you ever worked with him? That guy's a fucking legend. He's been in every goddamn good thing ever.
Like what?
Every fucking thing, dude. Kirk is a legend. Yeah, but he's in fucking My Name is Earl. He's in fucking everything. He's been in motherfucking everything.
He kind of looks vaguely Jason Lee-ish.
He's in The Patriot.
Yeah.
Still waiting. That was fun.
Oh, he played Kenny Boy in Reservation Dogs.
He's like almost Tudyk level. No one will ever be Tudyk level, but he's like, I like to spend time at home Tudyk level.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. And like, we consume enough media that I'm just weirded out that anyone in that room wouldn't immediately be like, hey, do I know you?
Oh, shit. No fucking way. Kirk Fox is going to be in a sequel that's coming out to one of my absolute favorite movies, Bulletproof
What?
2. The
Well,
sequel to the Damon Wayans,
nice.
Adam Sandler 1996 epic.
I did see they were doing that.
Bulletproof is one of the best and like most underrated Adam Sandler movies.
Bulletproof 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I think it's one of the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most underrated
Totally.
90s movies.
When Damon,
I'd say it goes The Pest and then
Nice.
maybe Bulletproof.
when Damon Wayans walks up to Adam Sandler naked, stuck in the window, and puts the pistol in between his butt cheeks, that is the pinnacle of comedy. And they showed it too,
Man.
because we was tougher back then. We didn't have to coddle these kids who were seeing R-rated movies.
Dude, I miss good comedies. I truly do. I miss irreverent
Like
comedy.
what? Like what are you nostalgic for? Something
Like-
that's much similar to
Anchorman.
I mean, Anchorman's one. Well, Anchorman's even got like a little bit too much heart, and it's fucking 2 hours and 15 minutes long. Or maybe that's the second Anchorman. The second Anchorman sucked. That's what I'm thinking of. The first Anchorman is good all the way through. My brain made him one movie there for a moment. The second movie's garbage. But yeah, no, or like Step Brothers, or like anything where like, I get that every story needs a message and the antagonist needs to learn something, but it doesn't need to be like heavy ever in a comedy. And I'd say like, there hasn't been a comedy that was like about nothing where there's like a little bit of personal growth in years and years and years. Everything has too much stakes and too much heart, and they want you to care about too many people. And I just want to get fucked up and laugh. And I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. We have a fucking terrible country. The world's about to go to war. Fucking Trump got reelected. We're killing healthcare guys, and people are cheering for it in the streets. How about some fucking chuckles, people? How about we hit them with the yuck yucks?
Wedding Crashers 2, says Jake Becker.
Comedy is the opiate of the masses.
Yeah. You want to feel old, Mitch? It's been plenty long enough for them to just
I know. It was a
Wedding
movie
Crashers.
that came out in 2006.
That was funny.
My entire personality from 2007 to 2008.
When was Old School?
2000. Yeah.
2004.
That movie changed
2005.
everything for me. Because I don't go see usually movies that aren't horror or fantasy sci-fi stuff.
Or this like superhero shit.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays I'm saying.
But even
back then.
Yeah.
So I saw that movie twice in the theaters because it was so funny.
It's so funny, and even that back then was considered because they were making so many irreverent comedies. They're like, this is a great comedy that's got a little heart.
So good.
And it has so much less heart than a comedy that's presented
as
goofy now.
Most recent raunchy comedy that's got heart that's good that you can recall?
Raunchy's not even necessarily
Hot Tub Time Machine. When was that?
Hot Tub Time Machine was... Yeah, but that's too heavy. It ends up having like several like Planes, Trains, and Automobile level moments, and I don't consider that like a goofy, silly movie. Like it's a great movie, but if you watch Plane, Trains, and Automobile when you're trying to like get over something sad, it's gonna fuck your weekend up. Yeah, like that's not a good movie to unwind to. It's like kind of like sitcoms. Like they barely make sitcoms anymore that are just like, I want to watch TV for an hour and a half before I watch the news and go to bed. Everything's got to have too much punch to it. And it's like, no, just make it fucking hilarious. If you make it fucking undeniably hilarious,
so
everybody's
what do you think
in.
the last one was?
I'd have to like look at a timeline of movies, but I think it was somewhere between 2009 and 2013.
So I think Due Date came out between there. But you said there's too much stakes. You want no stakes? So it's like Harold and Kumar.
There could be stakes, but I don't want all that heart. Like same with like
Robert Downey Jr.?
Galifianakis.
The Hangover's really good, but The Hangover's got a lot to do with like having a retard and loving your buddies and like, but they don't harp on it a bunch. You don't feel a bunch when you watch the Hangover movie. There's like one scene at the end where you get a little choked up.
When Michael Tyson sings "One Night in Bangkok" at the end of Hangover 2.
Yeah, but like those were kind of on that path.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's the last one? 2013. Horrible Bosses. There's no message to that. Nobody's supposed to learn anything.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made a Horrible Bosses 2. Was it a direct to DVD?
It's not good.
It doesn't make it bad though. Just as a statement.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah. I miss the days of comedy for comedy's sake. I don't think we'll ever get. I think that's not fair. I think it'll be years away before we start to get shit like Billy Madison again.
Well, they're making a sequel.
He's making a Happy Gilmore sequel.
Sure.
We're one step closer to my prophecy being fulfilled. First, we get Happy Gilmore 2. That gives him enough gumption to make Billy Madison 2.
See?
And then
probably
he makes some unholy abomination sequel where he plays both Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, and they have to team up for some reason. And it's a real Jack and Jill situation.
It's like a Spider-Man situation where he's
playing both
multiverse versions.
Yeah,
multiverse.
I like all that. There's an argument to be had that like him and Jennifer Aniston's detective movies were mindless comedy, but I also want it to be like good. Like no one's tried anything different for mindless like Sandler's been doing it a little bit on Netflix. He also does heartfelt
he could
shit.
do a Billy Madison sequel and use his daughter like he's been doing in some of his other movies.
Like Hubie Halloween might be the last full-on Gwangus movie that I thought was good that didn't have too much.
Wasn't it like Goblin's going to take over the town if he didn't do the thing for Halloween?
Yeah, it was Ernest Scared
Stupid, but with how do you do? I'm Hubie Halloween.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm a Hubie Halloween.
I can do this voice because I've been doing it so long. It's mine.
He did some Little Nicky.
Yeah, but if anybody that wasn't like if that voice didn't exist and somebody did that as a character in a movie, everyone else would get real tight about it. Like, I think he's playing the thing we can't say.
My name is Mr. Deeds.
I liked Deeds. I thought that was a cute movie.
Mm-hmm. Again, a lot of stakes.
Yeah, that's a great comedy remake of a high-stakes movie.
Yeah, but it's completely different.
Jimmy Stewart in the original, he was like, well, a chabadoo. Imagine Jimmy Stewart doing all the Adam Sandler noises.
I think I know what I'll be doing in the shower for the next couple of weeks.
It's a faithful remake.
Jeez.
Wow, shabba-hoo. Jimmy Stewart
It's a giant rabbit, I tell you.
Well, I see what's going on here. It's too damn hot for a penguin to just be walking around.
That is pretty much Harvey. You're not wrong.
This summer, Jimmy Stewart is Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
What if Sandler just remade Harvey, but did it with the
What's
penguin?
Harvey? Is that a Jimmy Stewart movie?
The Jimmy Stewart bunny movie? Yeah, he sees a giant rabbit everywhere while he's losing his mind.
Oh, really?
It's like a giant Bugs Bunny costume that a person's
You see
wearing
him, don't
and
you,
appearing
Clarence?
places.
You see him?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you've pretty much, that would have been the trailer.
This summer. Except for it predated.
Well,
It
Jimmy Stewart
predated
was in
that.
it. Go ahead.
What?
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say it predated that trailer voice, too.
Yeah.
That trailer voice. Yeah, no.
In a world.
Movie trailers used to be like, run, don't walk to see the Blob at your local cinema. Tara.
Yeah. Soder made an argument recently that it needs to come back.
I agree.
And it was a good argument because he was saying, like, remember when trailers would just show you like a couple of like scenes of people moving around while giving you exposition in the voiceover that was very controlled, and then they'd be able to show you like a couple of cool things while being like, there's only one man who can handle that task, and it could be him like grabbing something off the table, but they could like burn nothing. He's like, now all the trailers give you way too much, or they have to give you fake shit so that you like, he's like, just go back to the guy, go back to the in a world guy, like just do it. And like by the end of his argument, I was like, man, on paper I would have said no, but I'm really into that.
Yeah, I definitely. Sometimes trailers give away too much. I enjoy going back and watching trailers of movies like again.
So do I. Especially old movies. When I like explain about a movie to my girls, they want to watch scary movies. So I'm like, all right, we watch old trailers. And it's just so weirdly done. So I was going to ask about the shift in those types of commercials. So I feel like advertisements nowadays for movies, trailers, are made for you, obviously, to think a certain way. But they're really just showing you the first 10 minutes maybe of the movie.
I think that's learned though in like the last 4 or 5 years, because for a long time they kept accidentally slipping in too much shit. His computer died, and then they started dialing it back or putting in false scenes from Marvel. I think everybody got hip to like show them as much diverse action as you can without getting past like the 12-minute mark in the movie. But I do think he's right about the fact that you can use much more tossable shots while doing over to be like, there's an alien threat coming from Mars. Only one can stop him, but he doesn't know it yet. And you just show an idiot like being a janitor. Like you don't have to show him suiting up or like meeting a dude or doing any dialogue. And I kind of just wouldn't have thought about it if Soder hadn't said it.
Jack Hardass.
Yeah. Dude, Marvel trailers would be a lot more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to.
Huh. Wonder what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took all my devices off the internet. I'm not streaming wrestling anymore.
You just dropped off twice, though. I was just checking.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
It's all good.
I have full bars.
Okay.
I don't know what's fucking going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
What else? Let's see. I haven't watched anything else, but I've just been trying to finish that Commandos.
You're almost there, baby. But yeah, the Weasel episode is a real tearjerker.
That's fucked up.
He was just trying to save those kids.
Well, what about Phosphorus? Is he like, do they're all monsters because of their abilities or their looks, right? But do they do a good job of making you care about them? And are they really villains, or were they thrust upon misfortune?
Some of them are more villains than others.
It's like they have a mix of heroes or anti-heroes, and I feel like Flag skews good. Bride skews good. Nina
goodish.
100% skews good. Yeah. Phosphorus, it's hard to say after he just murdered an entire... Well, I mean, they were trying to kill him.
Yeah, but he enjoys
Here's the
having
last.
the
Let me
life.
tell you the last scene I saw, and maybe you'll get a sense. It was just after he had breakfast with the little girl, and he was saying that he's sorry that she had to see him, and I'm thinking, oh, geez. And then she calls him whatever, Prietel,
Prieto.
Skelet,
Skella.
Buddy skeleton, it means. I looked it up.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And then right after that, it went on to a different scene. So I don't. That's where I ended. It's the last thing I remember.
Yeah, you haven't seen him don his pimp suit. And...
No, I think you've seen how he takes over. God, was that happening in the last 8 minutes of the fucking?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's the
So
last
I'm familiar with Dr. Phosphorus.
From the one episode he was in, or issue.
No, I feel like he showed up as a character in one of the DC animated things of the past.
Batman Beyond has Blythe, which is very much the same character.
I'm thinking of a different character. Didn't Phosphorus get named on Supergirl?
Maybe named.
Did he just irradiate that child? How does his biology work? Like, because you would stand to think that if he can melt through fucking tanks and whatnot by touching it.
It seems like he has to
I think his natural state is like us, but he could project either a stronger or a less amount of energy controlling his ability. So he can make himself as hot as he wants or cool down a little bit to interact.
And where he wants. Because he's like choking people and melting them while not melting through the floor.
Right.
And he's walking around without melting carpet. Like, so he's obviously not just discharging. He was
initially when he first got out of the pod.
Right, but then he learns how to control it.
I mean, yeah. He what an interesting visually looking character.
Yeah, it's good for animation.
Yeah. You think I'm smiling, but I'm not. It looks like I'm smiling, but I'm not smiling.
I like that they keep playing into that too.
But yeah, and dude, Frankenstein's hijacking the jet.
Frankenstein's nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, he killed the two people on the plane towards Pakolistan.
Yeah. Oh my god, he fucking crushed their head just like, oh my god.
So I'm not familiar with Frankenstein and Bride in the story like before.
I think Jake's right. It's literally only been like maybe a couple issues for them.
So like they're newly introduced characters?
The Creature Commandos?
The Frankenstein, yeah.
Frank and Bride? No, they were in Creature Commandos back in the day. And then there was the edict in 60 something that you couldn't have horror villains or horror characters in your comics. So they had to kill Dracula by Night, Werewolf by Night, and all the horror books. It was like the first round of bullshit panic.
Yeah. I used to read a lot of comics. We used to go to this place called Mike's Comic Hut. It was on, I don't know, it was on a major thoroughfare, Bell Boulevard, or Northern Boulevard.
Yeah, and if you think about how many comics you've read and how many aliens you've been introduced to and creatures from all kinds of things, it's crazy you haven't seen more werewolves or vampires. And that's why Morbius feeds so weird. There was things they couldn't
he has
show.
Little suckers on his hands. Those things always creep me out so bad.
Yeah, I think the comic code reversed that.
Yeah, because they're like, this is inherently more horrifying to think about having a little porous sucker on your hand. Hey, Morbius, put that on
Yeah.
my dick. Hey,
Speaking of putting
hey,
it on
you
my
can
dick,
fucking have all the energy you want, but put that little, put
put
that
that sucker on
palm
my
sucker
cock.
thing.
I
Look,
got a
if I'm
spot
gonna
full of
die,
blood
then
for you.
look, if I'm gonna die, I'm fucking might as well go out. It's Morbin
Throbbing and
time.
bobbing.
Well,
It's
speaking
Morbin
of
time.
vampires, I saw Nosferatu
Oh shit! I heard
recently.
it's.
Oh, nice. Mitch
I
and
heard
I
it's
also
very
saw a
horny,
movie.
Matt. It's a
Very
very
horny.
horny Dracula movie.
No, because the Dracula story is always pretty horny.
Yeah, but the internet has decidedly told us that Nosferatu's
It's
got
so
everybody
horny.
horned up. You didn't feel horny
This
leaving
seat's
there?
wet. This seat's wet. This seat
No,
is dry.
Look, he's squinting. He's trying to remember if he
no,
read it as we
I didn't
go.
see it. I didn't see it with her. I saw it with my. Oh,
I know. We're trying. You got home on your own. You were like, "Hey, I'm Nosferatu.
Love vampire.
Check out my palm
he
sucker."
was pretty ugly.
Yeah, dude. Chicks are loving
Okay,
it.
so like
It was all right. I don't know. Like it was. I think I liked it. But the thing is about this director, I haven't seen Robert Eggers' movies.
like the Lighthouse.
I haven't seen The Lighthouse. I've heard good things about it. I have seen what was the other movie that he did? The Witch. And I don't know. The thing is about he's really good at keeping the peace in the time that it takes place. I'll say that. And I struggle with it sometimes because it feels a little long.
Yeah.
But other than that, I find it was entertaining enough. It was an interesting story.
Was it scary? Would Mitch and I be scared?
Because I'll see a horny movie if
No.
I have to be scared a little bit.
I mean, it's a little scary, not a lot. It's not really scary in the sense that it's like a jump scare. You should see it. See it.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be
Okay.
scared, I might as well be hard too.
We're going to do Geeks4ratu.
Geeks4ratu.
It'll be just like that scene when we watched the
Oh my
Robotniks
God.
dance, Mitch. We'll be
Yes,
scared but hard.
All right, Matt. Well, before we move on from this, what didn't you like about it?
Yeah,
Hold on.
I understand the build-up. I don't know if I necessarily want to see it so much. It was a real strong build-up for it. I mean, obviously you knew what was happening. It was just a matter of time. But it could have been sped up. Movies feel like they have to be 3 hours long, but they don't.
Yeah.
2 hours is fine as a cap, unless you're doing something that is epic for its time, like the Marvel movies were. And that's the thing. People might have moved on. There might not be a fatigue anymore. It might just be like resignation to be like, listen, it's there. We're just going to now make other things. Sorry, my brain just switched gears there because I thought about that. I thought about that when we were just talking about the shows and how I've been watching. Like Creature Commandos is how long is it? 20 minutes?
It's like 20 minutes, and it's a 22-minute. I'm pretty sure episode.
And it feels perfect, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the opposite problem I have of a lot of things where I'm just like, God damn it, that was too short. Sometimes I'm like, God damn it, these are too long. It's my biggest issue with a lot of streaming shows.
Yeah. What's your sweet spot?
I think 20 to 30 minutes is great. 40 minutes I'll take.
I think it depends on the story, but I think you're kind of right that they're all stupid and think like if we do 8 episode seasons and they're all an hour long, then that's what people want. It's like, well, no, that's not what people. Same way they're like, well, we need to do a 3-hour movie. And it's like, no, do an hour and a half movie. That's all the story needed. But yeah, I think the studios and the people writing checks get caught up on like, this is a detail we want. We want it to be this format because this format won a bunch of awards. And then because that's the format everybody's doing, it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy where they're like, well, this other thing that did 8 episodes of an hour each also won a bunch of awards. Like, yeah, that was also a genius that was doing his idea. Like the format, I think, has very little to do with the product, but I think the studios believe it has a lot to do with the product, especially when we're streaming. Like when it was airing on TV and you had to watch it before bed or something in its time slot. I get that kind of thing, but when it's streaming and you don't need to pad something out because you're going to release all the episodes at once. So you're going to get your idea across. There's going to be the same amount of viewership if it's great, no matter what.
Yeah.
I've never watched a show because I was like, oh, it's only 8 episodes and they're all an hour long. This must be prestigious.
Mm-hmm. This is real prestige TV.
Yeah. It's like, like the thing they think it is, it's not even a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, it did just get renewed for a second season. I also thought that they were killing Flag at the end of that episode.
So did I.
I did too. I was surprised.
I was just like, man, he just got the shit kicked out of him by... Was it Clayface or was it Frankenstein? It was Clayface that kicked the shit out of him. Yeah.
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 But Frankenstein got into
nuts.
the electricity and was just like, I like this. I eat electricity or whatever.
And that's David Harbour.
Yeah. And then you saw it happen. Yeah. And then you saw it happen with her too.
Oh, God.
When they do. And then she loses her jacket and gets all tittied
Matt,
up.
have you seen what happened with the bride and Nina when they are hiding out from the night guard in the
brothel?
Yeah.
No.
Have you seen the conclusion? Oh man, that's in the last 8 minutes too. Good Lord.
Oh yeah, it is because they show that and then them all reuniting.
All right, well, I guess I'm in for a surprise. But feel free to talk about it all, honestly.
That is everything. The cameo doesn't really spoil anything in the story.
It's just cool.
It's just like what is possible in the future.
I just don't know how that person would handle that other person. You know what I'm saying? I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got a legitimate question here, and it was actually something I had a discussion with a person formerly known as Dick Black.
Whoa.
Well, and really it comes down to about this Batman. Or lack thereof.
I don't think Batman's celibate.
Is that what he was asking?
The lack of they're not showing any. There's no bat, right? But I felt like they were in Gotham in the Phosphorus one, right? Mm-hmm. They set that Gotham up. The new Superman movie, I don't think is going to have any mention of him. Do you think that they're going to bring him back with any kind of fanfare? I feel like it's been kind of quiet on the bat front. Not from the comics.
I think you should watch the last 8 minutes of the show.
Oh, man.
I knew it.
Really?
What?
All right. Yeah, now that I know we can talk about it. I just assumed, but go ahead.
I don't think you're going to be I'm glad that I wanted that to be like when you were watching it. That would have been great. You wasted.
I did too, but you cornered us because we were either going to be like, I don't want to.
I was just about to switch the topic and be like,
I'm good. I'm good. That's awesome.
But that's why it's cool. It doesn't really affect the story, but it sets up that he's already been introduced early in this thing.
Right.
I just don't know how does he fight Dr. Phosphorus.
But he could use Frieza's shit. There's probably a lot of ways around it.
He could somehow dampen his powers.
Or stun him.
A radiation suit. I mean, one of those fucking suits, many suits that the Batman action figures have that he never actually wears. The Arctic suit for when Batman fights crime in the snow.
Maybe he has thousands of nanobots that surround you and have some kind of way to absorb that energy that he emits.
God, I hope they never give him nanobots.
You think Batman would have that kind of shit, right?
That'd be...
yeah, but you also think he's a psycho who wants to get, like, weaponry.
Nanobots is more Tony Stark's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like armor than it is weaponry. Yeah. I guess it would depend on the story.
I'm thinking of it as a containment unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked the music on that episode that went into the Gotham for Phosphorus, because when he's there, you hear it. It's got that similarity to the Batman's music. I got super excited.
Yeah. Probably for a reason.
Because it's Pattinson?
I don't think it is, because Gunn already said he's going to leave that alone as a separate Elseworld. I don't know who the new Batman is. I don't think we're going to hear his voice or anything.
Well, how old is he going to be when they do?
You can't tell from the silhouette. He's just big.
No, but this is still animated.
This is the first official thing in the new universe.
I thought it was the Diedrich Bader from Harley Quinn.
It looked like that body, but this is the first official thing in James Gunn's universe before Superman.
Do we know who? Do we know who's doing a voice?
No, it's a.
There's no voice.
Cameo.
The implication is just that he's already there. When we get to Superman, Batman's already got a history with characters that are existing now, so he's been around for a minute. And, dude, honestly, if Mr. Terrific and fucking Guy Gardner and the Watchtower exist, there's probably going to be mention or hinting at a Batman. If they have all that surveillance and all that shit going on, they wouldn't be unaware of a guy in ears that's just beating the fuck out of clowns.
So I think this is going to help reinforce my thought that there's going to be a Watchtower. That's where Terrific's going to be stationed, and it's going to be funded by Wayne Tech.
Probably. Yeah, that's what I mean. It'll be Easter eggs like that where Superman doesn't get to meet him. We don't get to see him in any battles.
The person is mentioned.
We get the heavy implication that he exists. Yeah. There's Wayne. Yeah, I think that'll be
I can get behind that.
Yeah, me too.
It's smart. You need to have even just the thought that these characters exist and that they're out there, and you don't have to show them, but people need to know. That's all. People just want to know.
Those are the satisfying Easter eggs, that there's just something over here, not the here's what's happening next. It's kind of almost more fun when they leave it open-ended, hey, you never know. Bruce Wayne fucking shit up over there. If the right villain gets involved, maybe we all team up.
That launched 1,000 film theory videos on YouTube. Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's Corey. Make sure before we get into this Batman theory video, you make sure you smash that like and subscribe.
I want to talk about some theories, Mitch, before we run out of time.
We can't run out of time, but we got to go fast.
We got to go fast.
Saw Sonic 3.
Yeah, and?
Oh my god, it was so good.
So good.
I was crying within the first 2 fucking minutes of the movie.
What?
I enjoyed it despite being in a room filled with sick children and having to cover my face with my shirt.
There were so many sick children.
There were. It was truly insane. Yeah. But I didn't get sick.
That's good for you.
It's truly it's a miracle. Yeah.
Way to go. What brand were you wearing? A Chubby's brand shirt when you were there?
Way to live another day.
No. It was a Hanes comfy tee.
They got that.
The family in front of us brought their own tissue, man.
Like a box. Like they peeled it open in the fucking movie theater.
It was this size box of Kleenex.
Oh no!
I just think it was funny because you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna switch over to this seat because there's a sick kid in front of me," and I was like, "I do your thing," and then like this family brought like 4 sick children to sit to your right.
Yep. Yep. And then one of them got up at the end of the movie and just stood at like the end of my knee and stared at me, which is really cool. I wasn't about to lose it or anything.
No.
But the movie ruled. There's a dance scene between Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey that's just indescribably good.
It's so good. And that's what I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about, you know,
ridiculous comedies,
like seamless CGI, where it's like person interacting with themselves.
That was next level. What
that
they did
dance
with him.
scene in Sonic 3 is fun. First of all, I downloaded that song. That song's fucking on my playlist now. Yeah. I fucking did not know that it. The other day I was listening to it when I came home late at night and pretty loud, and then I went to go get to work the next day, and I fucking blast my eardrums out first thing in the morning to it.
Nice. Don't hold
my
back.
My finger is on the button. Push.
Is that
is
Black Eyed
Chemical
Peas?
Brothers? Galvanize.
Oh, okay.
Brother's gonna work it out. Brother's gonna work it out. I used to listen to them a lot.
Yeah.
I saw. Yeah, dude, they're pretty solid.
I met them. I met them on the streets of Manhattan, in front of the venue that I was going to see them at that night.
Nice, dude.
It was pretty awesome, actually. Yeah, we were meandering our way up Lower Manhattan. So yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, pretty cool. They were coming out of a cab, and I go, Chemical Brothers, and they're like, hey, what's, blah, blah, blah. Formalities go.
Are they?
Yeah, we're going to get the sound tag. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, but I'm a huge fan of theirs. I saw them a handful of times in a couple of years. And then I saw them out here at Red Rocks early 2000 or so.
Nice. Yeah, dude. They got a song.
Well, Jim Carrey cut the fucking rug.
Double Jim Carrey.
What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie? Yeah.
Honestly, man, a handful of years ago, my answer would have been different, but it'd be hard for it to not be the Sonic movies now.
He's so good in them.
He's gone back to I'd say Ace Ventura level fucking physical bits and facial bits. And it's just silly. He gets to be silly and dance and threaten people and do voices. And
I'm gonna still stick. I love him as Robotnik. He's a huge part of my Sonic's a huge part of my childhood, so that's why I really thoroughly enjoy these movies. But I can't not say The Mask.
Yeah, it'd be Ace for me over Mask. Probably Ace Ventura too.
Didn't have Cameron Diaz with some jazz music in it.
Yeah.
I'm Tina Carlisle. Yes, you are. And I am 7-year-old Mitch Jones staring at the TV.
Yeah. But Robotnik's fun. But the new movie's dope. Shadow's great. Keanu does a weird voice,
didn't he? Hey.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog. And let me ask you this, Jake. So Shadow came to Earth on... Matt, you've never seen any of these movies or the Knuckles series, correct?
I saw the first movie.
Okay.
Maybe the second? No.
But not Knuckles.
He is the warrior.
Okay. He is the warrior.
My daughter has an issue with talking animals.
Oh,
maybe Sonic being from a different dimension makes a difference. I don't know yet.
They clearly mark themselves as aliens in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess we are aliens.
yeah. Technically, that's the definition, right?
Right. I am an
Right.
echidna
They do get
warrior,
into
and
it.
I'm 1,000,000% muscle.
Yeah. 1,000% effort.
He's so good as Knuckles, man. He's having. Why is it that everybody who works on these Sonic movies is having like the best fucking most fun in their whole career?
Because they're doing a fun thing that's got like, it's a good kids movie. It's fun. They're being allowed to be funny. They're working with other extremely funny fucking
Marsden's
people.
there.
And they're doing gang recordings.
What?
They've been doing
What's that
mostly
mean?
gang recordings. After the first movie, I think, they've been mostly recording together.
Oh, like Ben Schwartz and Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Idris Elba.
Oh,
We talked
Yeah.
about on a previous episode the video of him wearing the Knuckles gloves while he's in the vocal booth.
Yeah. And they've all done independent sessions, but that might be some ADR. I don't know the details. And I know Keanu mostly recorded alone and didn't record with Ben in person.
That'll all change. They already greenlit Sonic 4.
Yeah. But I think Marsden also goes in to like help do the lines and helps with reactions and
That's
stuff.
cool. As we've learned from Jury Duty,
Yeah.
Marsden's a pretty cool guy. Guy you can have a fucking beer with, probably. I don't know.
I would imagine from
that was a
Jury Duty,
good
I'd have a
show.
beer.
I don't know if they would try to do it again.
Right.
They've said
Yeah.
they're not going to. Because he was such a good guy and it fucked up the idea of the show so much in a positive way that they don't think they'll ever be able to find a good person like that
Well,
on
there was
accident
another
again.
movie though, or excuse me, another show about a guy who doesn't realize he's being pranked.
Yeah, that's a Japanese thing though, and those people are
Is
weird.
it?
He like agreed to be on a TV show and then like didn't leave because he didn't understand the agreement, so he just stayed on stream for like 4 years.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
He
it's on Hulu. There's a documentary
what's it
about
called?
it. But no, this is
the guy who
I
streamed
forget. What was the thing we were
Sonic.
talking about right before it?
Mm.
Marsden, Jury Duty. No, it's more that they just think if they get another guy to prank that way, that him not being the perfect guy and probably taking advantage of all the evil shit they put in front of him will really make people hate the show and hate the person. Because that fucker they found is so nice it seems fake.
Ronald.
Yeah, like if it came out he was a serial killer, I'd be like, that makes sense. He was too nice to strangers.
Dude, how fucking hard would you have geeked out if fucking Marsden got Ronald a part in Sonic 3?
That would have ruled. That would have fucking ruled. Did you see him show up wasted on Adam Ray's Dr. Phil
Ronald?
Live? Dude, he's just in the audience with like two of his guy friends fucking wasted at the Comedy
Is he
Store on like a
being
Tuesday night.
nuisance?
No, they did, but like Adam sees him, thinks he looks cool, and calls him up to be a participant, and you can tell he's like, God damn it. And then he starts talking to him. He's like, man, I'm drunk. And then they get into like, oh, you're like actually a guy. Like the crowd knows who you are. What's going on here? Adam didn't know who he was, but he's visibly fucked up and still being a
And
great
he's just
guy.
like, yeah, I was in this like popular TV show.
Yeah, but he's doing it like, I don't know. Yeah, I was in a thing. It's a
Joe-
long story. You don't want to hear it. What
Joe
am I
Show,
up
Joe
here for?
Schmo Show.
The Joe Schmoes.
That
Ralph
was
Garman.
similar, but it had a bad, Garmin, but it had a dickhead. Like the tone of it was different. And that's what they were expecting on Jury Duty. They didn't think they'd get a guy that was just going to roll with every punch and try to do the best thing possible for
Yeah,
the group.
that'd be sweet if they could if they could do a show looking for people like that.
I think everybody left. Mekki got a show on NBC. Like that whole team is doing
Marsden's
other
doing
shit.
Sonic movies. Yeah, I know.
Well, he was then too. I think his participation was minimal.
Also, in the Sonic movies, what was the point of? Well, I guess they had to hide real quick, but like the little holograms where they turned into his wife, Maddie's sister, and her husband. Is it?
Yeah, I think it was just to
Well,
pull
that's
off
because
the
they
con.
work for Gunn, right, or whatever. Okay, no, all right, never
Right.
mind.
Yeah. And then there was the Keanu. Keanu was doing like a very soft spoken, not quite
Revenge
Eastern accent.
guac.
Yeah, he talked very. I'm good at judo, probably.
Like that.
No, you know what I mean.
I saw it, but
You
I don't
saw
know if he was definitely not doing an Asian accent. If that's what you're implying.
I think if you have full on like, hey everybody, I'm Keanu Reeves, fucking surfer voice, bro. I think what he was doing was as close as I think mine was more just now, but I think he was getting as close as his voice can get without like somebody directly saying like, could you walk the line a little closer?
The star's gone, but the light remains.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it was almost a Master voice.
I don't know. I'll have to watch it again. I definitely would, because I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, man.
Oh, I'm watching it as soon as it goes on home release. It full on adapted the storyline from Adventures too.
Perfectly. I mean, it adapted.
Yeah.
When the elder Robotnik, Gerald, he was just like, "You're no Maria." It's like, damn. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Maria didn't just do a fucking
that was
sick ass dance to Chemical Brothers with some lasers. Dude, I want to learn that fucking dance.
We should learn it, but then learn how to avoid the lasers with
now
our heads.
I've been doing, because we said, hey, why did none of the lasers cut their heads off? Apparently, according to Sonic scholars on Reddit and YouTube. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Braylon. Thanks for coming on to Braylon the Hedgehog, and this
Braylon's.
Hey guys, it's Braylon, and we're back with another episode of Sonic Explained.
First off, this is a new flavor of Capri Sun. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's not as good as Pacific Cooler, but y'all know how I feel about that.
If you don't, make sure you click this link up here. Yeah.
10% off on Amazon. Follow my link.
This episode's...
So what's going on is the reason that Dr. Robotnik's head doesn't get cut off while he's booty dancing with his grandpa on the space station is why,
allegedly Mitch? That the suits, it is explained that the suits attract the lasers. They refract them, but also they pull the lasers to the suit and not on their heads.
That's good and cute and all, but like the reason my stone brain while covering my face thought of it in the movie theater is that you could see the effect cut out and not hit them in the head while they're dancing. Like, I think it was just the bit was too good to not
do it was definitely a highlight of the movie, watching Jim Carrey and then a separate Jim Carrey as an older Robotnik.
But there's full-on, like, lasers trying to cut them, Matt, and the suits they have are, like, reflective. So they're bouncing off the suits and going like Kid Disco Ball and, like, dancing with the lasers. But, like, as they spin around and shit, the lasers constantly, like, go into their heads and do nothing.
Are they wearing a helmet?
No.
He's not.
And they're, like, spandex suits they're wearing.
They're space-age polymers because it's Robotnik.
Spandex is a space-age polymer.
Well, I guess you ain't wrong there. Spandex. All spandex.
Yeah, spandex is literally a space-age polymer.
Spandex is a space-age polymer.
Yeah, so's Velcro.
I
Wow.
like Velcro.
We live in Jetsons times.
Velcro's pretty cool. Yeah, we have been since the 60s. As old as my car. We've been living in Jetsons. The Jetsons came out right after my car, like a month.
That would be an interesting modern day take. Jetsons. Yeah.
The Jetsons? Yeah, we'd have to set it we'd have to set it way farther out because it's a bummer that George is already born.
Oh yeah, George Jetson is born in 2025, isn't he?
Just changed the year.
No, I believe he was born 2018, 2019.
George.
Because he's 40 years old in the show, or 30. I think he's 35 in the show, or 33. I'm excited to see what Mitch finds here.
But also, he was born in universe 2022.
2022.
Okay.
So he's alive.
Yeah, so he's alive.
Right? So it'll be a movie that's made in the next. It takes place in 30 years, 2050 something.
It surprises me that the Flintstones and the Jetsons aren't a larger property in this age of 3D animation stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like people like Zaslav run the company.
Very true.
Well, do they have relevance today?
Yeah, the Jetsons would be
right, but the
a no-brainer.
Flintstones?
I feel like the
Flintstones, I think, is a no-brainer as long as you do what the comics did and steer it towards adults who are already into it.
Yabba dabba doo. I think the Flintstones have been given, like, they got everything that the Jetsons should have got, but, like, where was the Jetsons movie?
They made a cartoon movie in, like, 1991.
Yeah, the Jetsons movie, but that's...
But a live action would be interesting.
It was a big movie.
Yeah.
It'd be Star
Starring
Wars.
Tim Allen as George Jetson.
Fuck no, don't do that.
How old was George Jetson?
No. It'd be like Andrew Santino shaved.
Maybe in his 40s?
I'm now very into the idea of seeing Andrew Santino play George Jetson.
Andrew Santino.
Comedian.
The Whiskey Ginger. He's a redhead. Perfect. He's the right age. Perfect. He's about the right build. Perfect. We got to find him a hot number.
Mr. Spacely has to be played by Danny DeVito.
If it's not, I will bomb myself. I'll just end it in a bathtub all alone out here in the woods. No one can tell me nothing. If Spacely, we has to be made before he's too old. What are we doing?
Who would be his replacement? I mean, let's just be practical. We have to have a backup.
Dinklage? We just force feed Dinklage food?
Dinklage as Spacely would be so great.
That would be.
If we force fed him a lot of food.
Yeah, they could pat him.
You need to be round.
It wouldn't be that round. That's all.
And then we get Richard Kind to play no, the other
Cogswell.
boss.
Hey, Spacely!
Yeah. Kind would be perfect as that character.
Who's going to be Rosie?
Of course.
Rosie O'Donnell, just to make her feel what she's done to herself.
And then
you get to be a voice for a robot. We're going to make the robot fat.
Judy Jetson?
Probably be that.
I don't know. They'd probably cast a 16-year-old girl or an 18-year-old girl to play a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
She's young, right?
Look about me. Look about me.
I don't know if she's play a high schooler young.
I'm working late because I'm a comic.
You see that Saturday Night Live skit? Domingo?
Yeah.
Both Domingos are very watched here at this house.
Is that Sabrina Carpenter?
Nice.
There's two of them. There's one where they they do this bachelor party song. Ariana Grande was the
And
guest
it's about how the wife has been cheating
on the
on
groom,
the
and it's
groom.
to the tune of Espresso, and it's Domingo.
Oh yes, that's right.
And then he comes back at the baby shower, and the next song they sing is Hottogo, but they do it as Omingo.
Domingo.
Yeah, it's very funny. And that was
It's
with
pretty great.
Charlie
That kid rules.
XCX.
XCX
Yeah.
and Sabrina Carpenter.
Brad.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Chapel Roan.
Sabrina Carpenter likes cars more than I do.
Think about me.
She has her own garage where she works on shit.
Nice.
For real.
Hopefully.
That'd be cool if that was true.
Sabrina Carpenter.
It is true. She's built and sold like a dozen fucking
Whoa,
Broncos.
Broncos? That's right up my alley.
Mitch, you might be able to meet this girl, work something out.
I'm a comic.
On Mitch's Bronco. It's got some rust, but I got Bondo.
Now he's smoking some weed, watching me work on his Bronco.
And then at the end of Sonic, there's a huge revelation that I had to watch many videos to have explained to me.
I mean, dude, first of all, there's just so many good things. There's a lot of good lines in there. Like, fucking Marsden was like, Sonic, you lost a lot. You just didn't let your pain change who you are in here. And it's like, God damn, that's a good line.
That line prevented a murder.
And then also the star is gone, but the light remains.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I can't believe they killed a child in a children's movie. Except for it wasn't a gunshot; it was a explosion. I don't know if that's better.
Right.
Who got shot? Elroy?
Somehow.
Maria Robotnik.
Oh. All right.
She's
the little girl who like raises Sonic or Shadow in the video games.
But so here's the question: so Shadow comes to the fucking Earth, and he's deemed the ultimate life form. Wouldn't Sonic be the ultimate life form because he has super speed? Shadow needs the shoes to have super speed.
They didn't show all Shadow's powers.
Well, he can teleport. He's got chaos control.
Yeah, he can teleport, and he can use the demon dimension for like powers.
Okay, but like he can't run fast. So
he has, like,
is Sonic a clone of him?
He can run fast. He's a clone of Sonic.
Shadow's a clone of Sonic,
or he's a clone of Hedgehog and Sonic's lineage.
What?
Because you even see Gerald Robotnik pull out one of the quills.
Right. Oh, Shadow.
Yeah.
He did that a couple fucking different times in that movie. Hello, Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow then.
Yeah. It's dope. But at the end they show Robot Sonic.
Yeah, Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic. But it's a whole fleet of them.
Yeah, and then he's taken out by Amy Rose with her hammer.
That's huge. And then I still don't get what the next credit scene is.
What was it? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Shadow found his little bracelets. Those are power limiters. He can, if he doesn't wear those power limiters, he can go more balls to the wall with energy, but he gets tired out quicker.
It's a governor? Oh, well.
Yep, it is a governor. That's 100% what it is, Matthew.
So maybe that's why he's the ultimate life form. He has to like be slowed down.
He's like Barry in American Dad. Time to take my vitamins.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Dude, what a great fucking trilogy Sonic has been.
I'm so excited that it's already renewed for a fourth and
And
possibly
Jim
a
Carrey
fifth.
says he wants to come back and do the fourth one, despite Matt. You care about spoilers?
No, go ahead.
He seems to have died, just like he did in the last two, or the last one,
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be
in a
alive.
different dimension.
Or there'll be another version of Robotnik from another dimension that brought Metal Sonic
That's
over.
what I'm thinking. Also, those Metal Sonics shouldn't be that easy to beat, right? Like,
I think they're very difficult to beat, even in the Sega CD game. I have to go get water.
oh, Sonic CD is one of my most hated Sonic games. He has to get water, but I can't wait for him to get back here so I can tell him this to his face.
Yeah, I might have to rewatch them. See if maybe the girls want to watch it with me. I'll watch the first one again. And go on to the second.
Hurts.
Second one. And the Knuckles show. You're good.
Sorry. The Knuckles show rules. Wade
Whipple.
Man.
Have you seen the fucking... I feel like I've said fucking a lot. You might have to cut a lot of these out of what I say.
Oh.
Have
Absolutely
you seen
not.
the...
I'll go right on it.
I'm just kidding. Have you seen the meme that is Wade Whipple just going, "The flames of disaster"?
No,
yeah,
that
it's from
rules.
the Knuckles show. Someone just clipped him reacting to Knuckles doing the move, "The flames of a disaster." It's just Adam
That
Pally,
fucking
and like, you know, it's like some anime where a giant explosion happens, and then they just show Adam Pally go, "The flames of disaster."
I love that. I love Adam Pally as Wade.
Whipple. You are the most fierce warrior.
We must go there.
They didn't have Judy Gemstone, his sister.
No, they didn't show her. Yeah, I mean, they showed Wade for a second.
Pally just showed up to get some, like, all right, how much was that? I working for Scale. I just got $640,000 to do that. Hey, Knuckles, here's the... hey, Sonic, here's the fucking emerald. Later. Hope you...
Sonic gets dark.
Yeah, Sonic almost murders someone. Shadow uses a gun in this movie.
Yeah. And a motorcycle.
He does an Akira slide up a building.
Yeah,
Man.
It's pretty dope.
I'm so happy. Like, by comparison, well, I grew up a Sonic kid. I had Mario games later in life once the Nintendo 64 came out, and then I worked my way backwards through those. But I never had a Nintendo, so I was a Sonic kid, and I'm so happy that there's just in my opinion, and many others on the internet, that this trilogy is like the full horse on fire meme. You know?
Yeah.
Started good, continued good with Sonic 2, and this trilogy is just fire!
Yeah, they're doing the right thing with a real loose IP. They're borrowing what they want from the later video game stories. They're borrowing what they want from the cartoons.
It rules. I'm a big fan. Big fan. I need to watch the last season of Sonic Prime that's on Netflix.
I was a big fan of the game. I didn't have a Sega though. It was always like I started with a Commodore. My brother had a thing called a ColecoVision, which is pretty cool. But then, and I'm talking about, obviously when I was young, the Atari, even the Tandy, but working its way up. I think the N64 is the pinnacle of game systems, and I know that's That's a stupid statement in the sense that it was limited. But gameplay, it's just a real fun, consistent system. That being said, the power of a PS5 is astounding at times.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Especially when you're playing Sonic from like 2003
I used to
on
play
it.
that. Real quick, I got to tell the story, and I'll stay on target, I promise. My freshman year at college, I met my roommate, and he had a buddy that was a sophomore. So we went to the sophomore quad, right? This is like the first day or two, literally, of college. And we go to these guys' place, and they're playing Sonic. And they're okay, but I had played it quite a bit. So I offered to play it, and I played it through from the beginning. Like, we sat there for however long it takes to play through, and we got to the end, and I died. And I had no life.
Everybody was very disappointed in you.
Yeah, that could be the story of my college career.
I hustled kids at a frat using the NES Super Mario Brothers.
What?
I hustled a bunch of drunk guys at a frat because they had an original NES hooked up playing Mario Brothers, and they were all like aggressively playing and yelling, and I was like, I bet I beat all of you. And they were like, no way. And everybody wanted to get on it. They were all like $10 to $20 bets, but I left with like $300. But I can do a time run.
Your speed?
So I sat down and smoked the game in like
you are
9
a Sonic
minutes.
kid. You gotta go fast.
Time did run.
I can do the original Mario Brothers with my eyes closed. I have to open them for the last level to do that last jump now because I haven't done it a lot in the last like 10 years.
Path to the World 8 castle by heart.
Yeah, like I can close my eyes.
I want to see this next time we see each other in proximity doing Nintendo. Whoa, he's doing the thumbs. He's doing the thumbs.
I can legit do it. Like, you can map my thumbs and it's the scroll
over the
clouds
up top.
If only. All right, someone on the Patreon transcribe his thumb motions on the video version of the podcast.
The trick with Mario is you just have to do the Sonic thing. You have to go all out. If you go all out on the original Mario, you're at the right timing. The second you pause to think, the rest of the sprites and fucking actions go out of timing to where then you have to time everything for the rest of the thing. But if you just haul ass, everything's falling right where you need it to be.
I love it. I like collecting all the rings in Sonic.
Yeah. Where do you get the rings from?
He got them from the owl. They're portals. They're like a system of travel to other societies other than Earth.
And speaking of time,
to anywhere.
I think we're.
It's that time. You've been trying to do that for a couple different times. I'm sorry.
Well, it worked out well because Jake was talking about timing
yeah, gotta love it. Hey, have you seen the Sonic movie? Tell us what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Did you see Nosferatu? Did it get you fully horned up? Did you have a full ass boner or engorged clitoris about this? I don't know. What am I talking about? You can cut all of this part. Tell us about Nosferatu or Sonic or other things. Creature Commandos. Yeah, it's all there. You can email us at broadcastgeeks@gmail.com. On our Facebook page, we have Instagram at broadcast_geeks. We have a Twitter at Broadcast Geeks. Nothing happens on any of those. We have a Reddit subreddit r/Broadcast Geeks. You find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Podbean. And hey, like and subscribe, rate us, do fucking something if you want. I don't know. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not a cop. I can't force you to do that.
Are you a cop?
Not a cop.
Do you have to admit to being a cop if you were?
That's true. That's
the rules of the podcast police.
Make sure to look out for my new podcast, Podcast Police, coming out on All Things ACAB. We're going off the rails. We'll see you next time. Say the fucking secret thing, everybody. Excelsior!
Excelsior! All right, then hit the stop button.